Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Walford podcast. You are joined by me, Ben, and the co-host, that is Alex. Hello.
Hello. It's me! It's me! Hello everyone. Hello, how are you all? Hello, how are you all?
So how's your week been? We had a good week?
Wow, we're going straight in, are we? No small talk. Lead to that a bit later. You've been there for my week. It's been a horrendous week. I've
Horrendous or horrendous?
Horrendous. What did I say? Horrendous.
You said, I don't know what you said. You said tremendous.
Tremendous. That's like tremendous and horrendous. But no, there's no tremedy in my week.
Why?
It's only been homenity. I don't know. Well, it's my vehicle is going to be turned into scrap.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say last podcast you said, because you had a crash on your way home last week.
Yes.
If anyone didn't watch.
But, I mean, you could either have heard it on here or on the other podcast, the Walford Weekly, when we sum up EastEnders. I talked on there as well. I just can't get over it. It's part of me now. It's my character.
And you said, it wasn't that bad. The guy who towed us back said just a new tyre, pop something out, and it's completely fine. And you said it was fine. And now this week has happened. So what's going on?
Well, there's just lots of things wrong with it, basically, which I didn't know about. Well, I mean, for it to pass its MOT, I'm going to end up having to spend a lot of money. Anyone outside of the UK, an MOT is a test that your car or vehicle has to take every year to say it's roadworthy.
Do they not have MOTs anywhere else?
I'm not sure if they don't have them anywhere else, but I think in some countries there's no such thing. I don't even know what MOT stands for. Motor on track or something, I don't know. But anyway, it's an annual test your car has to take, and it has to pass, or
something
if you can't
test,
drive
probably.
it.
Motor something test.
Yeah,
What does the O stand for? Let us know in the comment below.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, you have to take that, and you can't get insurance, which is also a legal requirement in the UK. You have to have car insurance without a past MOT certificate to prove that you have it.
You can't get that now.
But my MOT, this is the thing. My MOT doesn't expire until the end of September. So even though it needs these things doing for it to pass in the future.
Taps on your table.
In future, I don't need it until the end of September.
Right.
Which kind of makes why MOTs are a little bit dumb, because you kind of circumnavigate it. By saying, you think that
So something could go wrong with your car like a month after, you can just wait 11 months.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because in 11 months you don't need to get it done. Yeah, and then if you sell it beforehand, it's not your problem. You just pass the problem to the person you've sold the vehicle to, which is what I'm planning to do. So what I'm doing is I'm selling the vehicle nicely,
though, not as
horrible. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be an arse about it. Don't worry. You might see it on Auto Trader.
We're not car savvy enough to do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to say I'm selling it as a project.
Engine.
No, I think it's more. It's a good vehicle. It's going to be sold as a project, because when I went to the mechanic, the guy said that vans are really scarce at the moment in the UK because loads and loads of people.
Fly in the Nest found that, didn't they?
They did, and other podcasts, other YouTubers who used to do like a lot of travel blogs,
travel beans,
yeah, have now decided that they're going to travel around the UK because of lockdown. But that lasted like a couple of months, and now they've gone off.
Basically, the whole time they were doing up their vans was lockdown.
Yeah,
lockdown's ended. They're like, oh, don't need to do this now, so they're off.
But a lot of people who were more serious about doing it has now made a demand in the UK. So vans to change into camper vans are in demand, which is a good thing. Which is what I have. It's quite small, yours.
I don't know if it can be, but
it
some
can.
people
I've told you on numerous occasions.
Yeah, only if you're like a single hippie with a dog, then you could, I think.
No, you say that, but when we went travelling to the North Coast 500, we got parked up alongside a van, probably no bigger than the van I've got, and it was like a clown van. It was like out came a family and a dog.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all sleeping. We kind of looked inside as they were parked up next to us, and it was literally just one big bed on the floor.
That's true.
So it can be done.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. So if anyone's in the market for a van that needs doing up, but want to get one cheap to go travelling, then please do get in touch. Comment below, or tweet, or email. You know, there's I'm
Scotland
contactable.
Only, though. Or you have to travel to us.
Well, if you're happy to travel to us,
you get to meet us as well for free. So.
Bonus. And the van works fine. I mean, I'm begrudging putting any petrol in it, so you have to fill it up yourself now. I'm literally using up till fumes. But yeah. So that's basically been my week. That, and hopefully no one where I work is listening or watching this. But I'm also been applying for jobs. So I've been applying for lots and lots of different jobs. So
I've finally got my job sorted.
Well, you finally got your job sorted, and then your car broke.
No.
We're not having all that.
I'm just going to do some Uber Eats or just deliveries just to while I work out what I want to do. And those adverts which are like, download the app, earn money straight away. A load of bullshit, I'm afraid. Because it's taken, 3.5 weeks just to get some background check. So if you're ever thinking of doing that, it's not like download an app and start earning money.
I think most people probably knew that. It's just that you
had to get a special insurance, and only certain companies did the insurance, and they have to check you, and you have to sign a contract, then that gets accepted, then you have to have a background check by a certain company that works with them, and that takes 3 weeks.
But if it was as easy...
those adverts are ridiculous.
Yeah, but if it was as easy as you literally just getting in your car, opening up the app and then delivering food, then everyone would do it. They still need to vet the system.
I guess.
So I think you were silly. You were naive to believe that you were going to be able to do it literally the next day.
I've been accepted, though.
Yes, so again...
So my background check is all right.
If this appears at your front door with a half-eaten bag of food, then say hello to him.
So we'll see how that goes. I'll let everyone know next week how the deliveries
How do they do that with Deliveroo and Uber Eats now? Because
what?
With the food, like people eating the food when it's not being delivered, do they put
sealed bags?
Well, you say that, but I've seen like TikToks recently, and there was a guy sat on the pavement, like literally just eating
if someone's
food.
not home or doesn't answer in a certain amount of time, you don't deliver it. So I guess people just keep them.
No, surely you return it to the restaurant.
No, that would cost petrol. If they're not in, you just get paid and then you leave.
Again, I think you're living in this little fancy world where you think it's going to be just pick
I didn't
up the
say
food,
I was doing
drive
that.
to the place, drop it off, and then swan around all day.
I've been watching videos, I've been on the Reddit. That's apparently what happens. So
I'm not sure. I reckon the videos that they're showing, although they could be deliberately misguiding you. I mean, we've had food delivered to the door using one of those apps, and we've not once, in fact, had any problems with it.
No, it's if you don't answer the door, you set a timer, and if you still don't answer the door and get your food, then you just keep the food in your car.
Yeah, but once
or you can leave it at their doorstep.
I was about to say, I've done that once. I've said leave the food at the doorstep. And I've forgotten about it. And then 10 minutes later, I was like, oh, the food's been delivered. And I've gone to the front door. I'll let you know
next week when I've actually done it.
Well, I'm going to order something. I've told you that already. I'm going to order something. And I might film it and you can use it for the Walford. There you go.
We're going to order something for me to deliver my own house.
Who would like to see Ben deliver something to me? If you would, comment below, yes, please, Alex.
Well, I won't accept it.
And no, you have to now. If enough people say, yes, please, Alex, on the comments below, if you're watching this on YouTube, or just tweet it, then... I say if more than 5 people say yes please Alex on the comments, then you have to.
Okay, but if someone else accepts it, it's not my fault, is it?
And I'll document my end as well, and then we'll edit a nice little 5-minute little video for people to watch of you delivering me. I wonder what I'd order. I'm trying to think what I'd want to buy now.
Coffee, probably.
I do enjoy getting a coffee.
I went to the gym for the first time yesterday in 2 years.
You did your inauguration.
I can't move my arms, so they're going to stay.
That's why he's saying like
they're going to stay like this the whole time.
He's like a dinosaur. He's
it
kind
really
of like
hurts. It's been 2 years, but it really hurts like under there, and I can't lift my arms.
What did you do? What did you do at the gym?
Weight stuff.
Well, actually,
chest press,
you had it there.
Things, stuff like that.
It's gone now. You actually wrote it down.
I've got a photo of it.
You wrote it down somewhere.
It's one of our old ones. I did bench press, incline bench, chest press, pec flies, incline flies. Pec. The flies will hurt you because you have to lie down. Yeah, I can't do it. No, they like that.
Like that?
No, arms straight. I can't straighten.
I can't straighten my arms because of the size of the room. That's why.
Yeah, but then you go forward like that.
Like
so
that.
you're lying down on the bench.
Yeah, so you're laying down and you're going like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
Well, they're the hard, horrible ones. And then I did swimming after, which I think ended up hurting my arms again.
Stretched you. So you've done, that's right, because there's push, pull and legs.
Yes.
Right, so...
Well, I couldn't find all of our programs because we used to have a trainer years ago and I stored all the programs he gave us on like bits of paper. And I found some of them, but not all. And they're all a bit mixed up.
But do you know if that was push, pull or leg? I think that was pull. Because push, you'd be doing that kind
That's
of
what
movement.
I was doing. I was doing push.
Well, no, you were doing...
That's pushing.
I suppose that is, isn't
Chest
it?
press and stuff.
That's push. So pull would be that.
Pulling.
Well, yeah. Makes sense.
If you're listening on audio, I do apologise.
I am doing movements to what I'm saying, so it makes maybe more sense if you're watching this.
But the first
on
gym
YouTube
is over
channel.
and done with, so that's the worst one.
Good for you. I've got my induction tomorrow.
Oh yeah, so you can go again soon.
You said you saw the guy when you were doing your induction, or when you were at the gym yesterday,
Yes.
and you said he looked quite useful. He looked like he knew his stuff.
I did just walk around the gym to begin with, like, 'cause it's the first time you're in there.
We're kind of bewildered.
Like, where is everything? Where do I go? Is things being used? But it's fine. We'll get there.
It's fine. Is it the kind of... I would imagine it's kind of like the... getting over the fear of, like, thinking that people were there judging you. But you have to remember, they're not there to judge you, because they're all in the same boat, aren't they, in the gym?
There was a lot of, like, muscle men there, though.
I bet there were.
Which was not... I don't know, I'd rather it just be loads of old men and women.
There are loads of old men. This is the thing. When you go swimming, when you get changed in the changing room afterwards, they're not shy either, are they? They're swinging it around
I mentioned
everywhere.
this 2 podcasts ago.
I know you are. I'm just reminding us.
No, they've been in your face, so they're fresh
Literally
in
in my face. One guy walked past me. I was kind of drying my feet after a swim. And I'm not joking. The guy, as close as the microphone is right now, is like a parsnip or something just kind of dangling in front of me. It was horrible. Frightening. So I don't need that in my
What a
life.
good week.
Yeah. What a wonderful week we've had.
So you have a topic, I think, for us
Yes.
to discuss. That's why your laptop is on the desk.
Hello. Yes. So, as I said, no small talk at the top of the show, which was a clue of what we'll be talking about. So I hate small talk. If I can, I will avoid it. I will literally
That's what this podcast is, isn't it?
do the job. No, we're having a nice chat. It's like
turnips.
It's loose women with 2 men about turnips. So
Loose turnips.
loose turnips. That's what they call me after school. I hate the concept of small talk. I just hate it. I hate it when you kind of like, say, just for argument's sake, and this is probably an outdated reference, but say you're at the bank, right, and you're paying.
That's an outdated reference.
Well, it
At
is,
the
'cause-
bank.
Well, most people now use apps. I pay
Yeah, that's what I
checks
mean.
and-
That is it.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. That's a very
Oh,
outdated
okay.
reference. I'm at the bank.
Okay, you're at the supermarket, all right?
Outdated reference.
No, it's
No, I'm
not.
joking. Yeah. Supermarket.
And you're at the checkout. This is why I only use self-service checkouts now. Even if I have a trolley, I still only use self-service checkouts. And don't hate me for that, because there are specialist ones for baskets and specialist ones for trolleys. I know there's people who use the basket one for their trolley, and that is infuriating. I get that. But in most supermarkets, they have trolley ones too. So I don't want people atting me for saying, I'm using a trolley. Anyway, so if you go to the supermarket though, and all the self-service checkouts are being used, and there's only the manned or the woman ones, right? You have to stand there for about 10 minutes while they're putting the things through, either saying nothing to each other in an awkward silence or making a conversation about nothing. Normally just horrible. I don't know. What do you talk about? What do you talk about?
I don't.
Okay, so you just sit there in awkward silence?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like if you're in an elevator, like when we on cruise ships, that reminds me of you going in an elevator on a cruise ship.
A cruise ship on an elevator?
Yeah, and
I just spilled coffee on myself, sorry.
Burnt my leg, it's fine.
Sorry.
Carry on.
Don't know what happened. You carry on.
And,
You were saying about cruise ships while I was
Well, you
spilling coffee.
go onto the elevator and there's people inside and there's that hello, and then there's like silence, and then
Yeah, and
you
you're like,
laugh?
having a nice day. Yeah, and you awkwardly laugh. That's another thing I hate as well.
well, you don't look at someone, so you look at the floor.
Yeah.
And then there's mirrors all around, so it's just very difficult to avoid.
When someone says something to you and you kind of like, you don't understand what they've said and you just kind of go, yeah. And it's like, ugh, I just don't want that in my life.
And hairdressers.
I agree with you, but...
Especially when you can't quite hear what they're saying because it's like music playing in the background.
Yeah, but as I said,
that.
Simon, my barber, he's nice. I talked to
that's
him.
why you went 500 miles to see it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
That's another small talk situation. But hairdressers don't actually want you to talk. Because I used to be a hairdresser. I didn't want them to talk to me because you can't hear what they're saying either.
Yeah, but that might just be you because you also do not like...
No, all of
talk.
us agreed. We'd go into the staff room and all of us would just be like, I wish they'd shut up.
There was a woman who I used to work with called Sue, and she used to tell me when she went to see her hairdresser, she used to close her eyes and pretend to fall asleep so she wouldn't have to talk
A
to
lot
him.
of people do that.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah. But they are awake.
Right. Well, by the way, anyone who's here waiting for Ben's college project videos, by the way, they are coming.
They are. One of our Patreon members found my channel. Because I couldn't remember what it was called or anything. I couldn't find it on there. But no, one of our Patreon members went through all of YouTube.
Found
videos from 13 years ago. So we've got some of my media projects from last year to go through.
I forgot I was going to show you one of my media projects, but that might not happen now.
Well, they're not as good as mine.
They're nowhere near as good as yours, I tell you. Yours, anyway. So on the topic of small talk then, here are the 10 best or worst small talk topics. Right?
Okay.
So these are the things. This will help you if you have a social anxiety like ourselves, because we do.
Good. I do try to pre-plan things I'm going to say to, like, if I go to the hairdressers. And I always hate it when they're like, so what have you been up to recently? Because I don't do anything. So I have to then think, what have I done? Or what can I pretend that I've done? So yeah. So this will help.
You just reminded me also, there's an episode of a TV show on Nickelodeon from the 90s called The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
And on one of the episodes, Pete, the oldest brother, made flashcards for himself because he had to do a long car journey with his dad, and him and his dad don't technically have very much socialness between them. And I sometimes feel like with my dad to this day that I'm in that situation. Like I cannot go on like a car journey or have like an awkward.
It's like the same conversations for the past like 20 years.
Yeah, how are you?
Same topic.
You're right. How's Ben? It's like yeah, good. Nothing else. Anyway, so number one has to be, and this again might be a very British thing, but number one, best small talk thing to do is talk about the weather.
Well, that can only last for like 30 seconds.
You say that, but you could stretch it out for a bit longer than that. You could say, it's a nice day today. Yes, it is.
What about yesterday?
Yeah, and then you could say, I was really surprised actually, because when I woke up this morning, I noticed it was a bit cloudy, but now the sun's really broke through.
Oh, God.
See?
That's why I hate, that's like the definition of hating small talk though, because it's so, that's one of the good ones, is it?
That's something you can talk. That's something you can go through.
No thanks.
They're giving you suggestions of things to start. So you can say, "Did a big storm blow through today?"
What your ass? Yeah.
Or, "Cool, we're in the middle of a bad heat wave." Mm-hmm. That's a very British thing as well. There's lots of things you can say.
No,
Looks like rain is forecast.
No, that's sad.
What is it you say? If a cow is laying on the ground, it's about to rain.
Is it under a tree?
If a cow goes under a tree, it's about to rain. Okay.
Highly intelligent.
There you go. Second best thing to talk about is arts and entertainment. So a good film you watched last week, or a TV programme that was on last night.
Then that's a dodgy territory to go across, because if you're talking to someone you don't really know and you're trying to make small talk, you could then have to think, if I say I watched that film or this TV show or I listened to that music, I hate the question when someone says, what music are you into?
Oh, so do I.
Literally, I just want to just be eaten by a black hole and disappear, because it's like, what do I say?
Now
will the person think, oh, do you know what I mean? What? So that's another dodgy area for me.
I mean, this is where I learned the word eclectic. Because I always say, I have quite an eclectic taste in music.
I just say anything. Or I just say I don't like music.
Well, now what a lot of people say is, check out my Spotify playlist. I did that with a guy I work with.
Someone said that to me, I would hate them. So...
Oh, really?
That's very, like, my Spotify playlist. That's like having, like, what's your business card or your number, and it's like, here's my dating profile, and it's like a QR code.
But why would you show it? No, that's completely different. Why would you say no? Because you're just showing your Spotify playlist. You're just showing the music that you listen to all the time. That's all. Mm-mm.
That's getting rid of conversation, though, isn't it? Because you're not actually.
Well, no, because you can go like, but no.
Are you brave enough to show people your Spotify playlist? Are you?
It's not just about conversation though. It's kind of just break the awkward monotony of just saying nothing.
Show me the last 2 or 3 songs you played on your Spotify.
Okay. Now. Yeah, but we've been in a relationship for over 10 years.
But the people watching haven't.
It also suggests you talk about podcasts. So if you're ever in an awkward situation, perhaps you can mention the Walford or the Walford Weekly to them. That's a good idea, I think. So how do you look at the last 10? It's history, isn't it?
Search.
Library.
No, the search.
No, because that search will just be what I've searched.
No, so you don't listen to what you search.
No, I do, but you want to recently played. That's what I'm showing you. Recently played. So my recently played is the Hot Hit UK. Matt Berry.
Who?
Matt Berry, he's the guy from...
the voice guy.
Yeah, he's
he's got a song?
He's got an album. He's got a band. the Toast of London.
Yeah.
He plays the main character in Toast of London. He's got a really good album, actually. In fact, I've told you this. He's got a really excellent album. He sings the theme tune.
Music or something.
It's theme tunes from TV shows. That's what I listen to. But he's got a new album called Phantom Birds I've been listening to recently. It's called Television Themes by Matt Berry. And he does like the TV themes to his own style. There you go. That was my last 3. Oh, and rain sounds, because I can't sleep now without listening to rain.
My last 3 isn't correct.
A Star is Born soundtrack.
Yeah, but like everything else isn't. I've not listened to these for months. So what's going on? Things are pinned at the top.
Maybe we're not looking in the right place. I'd argue we're not looking in the right place. Well,
I would not show anyone my place, so that's another topic that I don't agree with.
Probably for the best then.
Books, though, you can talk about books.
Talk about books. Like I say, podcasts, apps or games you've been playing recently. There you go, you can talk about Tomb Raider. You've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about people playing Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider trilogy.
Yeah.
That's a conversation.
Trilogy, it's a 5th. What's 5 of them called?
Syncology. I've just made that up. Sync is 5 in Spanish.
Yeah, she's a well good YouTuber, she is. I saw her on TikTok.
Oh yeah, we were going to mention.
And yeah, she only gets loads of views on TikTok, but like only 100 views on YouTube. It's really weird.
It makes no sense.
And her videos
really
are amazing.
Funny,
she just plays the original PS1 Tomb Raider games. And all their how they've aged.
What lovely small talk we're having right now about a YouTube that you watch.
But I do like her YouTube.
It does. It gives you a reminder here that remember, small talk is about building a bridge between you and another person.
I don't want to build any bridges.
Well, you're not going to build a bridge with this.
No.
Third one is sports.
My dentist asked me that down the road. He said, "What team do you support in Scotland?" And I just said none. And they like even the nurse dropped her thing. Was like,
well, there was an audible gasp.
Yeah. I was like, is that a problem? Like, I don't want to lie. When normally when people say that, I say, "What do you support?" And I say, "Did say." I don't give a shit. I literally couldn't even name a football team apart from Manchester.
Manchester what?
United.
Okay. Not City.
I don't know. I remember something called Crystal as well.
Palace?
That's it. Because when I was young, my cousin said he wanted a Crystal Palace top, and in my head I thought, "Oh, what's Crystal Palace? That sounds cool."
Oh, what, it's like Buckingham Palace, like the Queen lives.
I don't know, I thought it was some fantasy thing,
one of her
Crystal
residents.
Palace. I was like, what's that? And then I found out it was a football team.
I wouldn't put it past the beyond the realms of possibility that the Queen had once asked for a palace made of crystals. I'm quite good at fudging my way with football. I don't know how, I've just developed that skill over time. So if people talk to me about football, I can do the very basics. I'm quite good.
I wouldn't engage with people if they talk to me about sports.
I mean, I don't like sports, but we've had the Olympics recently.
Yeah, it was boring this year, though.
It was a rubbish Olympics this year, wasn't it? Paralympics might be better. I love the Paralympics. No, Paralympics is much better. It's much more... I don't know, I feel like it's more rewarding to watch it because
just nothing seemed to be a big buzz this year with Japan's Olympics. Weird.
It was a bit of a flat one, wasn't it?
And they called it 2020, which was annoying.
Yeah, but they did that with the Euros as well.
Yeah, that annoyed me too.
But again, you just talked about football. There you go.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said that football annoys you. Number 4 is talking about your family.
No.
Come on, we can talk about your mum and dad for days.
We've already done that. We saw my mum and dad the other day.
We did. We had a meal with them. Your mum had a glass of wine. I had a drink too.
Went to a pizzeria, which is in the middle of loads of fields and
one
hills
vegan option.
And stuff.
It was lovely.
Well, they made it specially for you.
No, they didn't. They said the pasta was already.
Yeah, so you could have chose any pasta.
No, what a cheese pasta?
No cheese.
All the other pastas had there was carbonara. There was an egg pasta thing. All I did was have a tomato sauce put on pasta. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was made from scratch. It was very good.
But the woman who was serving us said afterwards, "Oh, if I'd known you were vegan." Well, no, she did know I was vegan. She said the chef would have made me garlic bread with olive oil and not butter. Well, she did say that beforehand because I would have had that.
I don't want to talk about family. If anyone's talking to me about their kids or their babies, I again don't care and don't want to interact with that person.
Do you know what really annoys me about people who have children? When they post pictures of them every blooming week or day with a little card next to them saying 1 week old, 7 seconds old,
first poo,
yeah, first rusk biscuits. It's like no one cares. Sorry to anyone who's had newborn children. And the final one is food. Fifth one is food. So you can talk about food. You can talk
That's
about
dangerous
food.
for you, though. So you mention you're vegan. Some people are like, why?
Well, no, the common question is, what made you go vegan, or how long have you been vegan for? And when I tell them it's because it's nearly 4 years now, they look really surprised. It's like they expect me to say,
You kept to it.
well, they expect me to say it was like something I decided this morning. You know what I mean? It's like they're really surprised by it. Or they say, it just really annoys me. They say like, but if there's only cows left on the planet, would you not eat then? And it's like, well, first of all, that's never going to happen.
What would the cows survive on? If they were the only thing.
Well, humans. Cows are eating us, we're eating them. It's the circle of life. But it's like such a dumb, like really silly questions like that. But most people are quite understanding about it. They like to talk about it. And I've actually learned that most people do take a meat-free day nowadays. It's quite a...
Being meat-free is easy. Because the only taste on meat is just...
What you add to it.
You add to it. So just add that to like tofu or whatever. It's the same. But yeah, that's a good one, food. It's a universal truth.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have to eat. You have to eat. There's no... Oh, there's more bests here. I thought it was only 5 of each. Work is another one, saying you should do. I disagree. I try to avoid talking about work as often as I can. Travel. I mean, we talk about travel quite a lot on the podcast.
That's a good one to do, actually.
Yeah.
That's one of the things most people talk about in hairdressers.
Celebrity gossip. That's another hairdresser's one, probably. Heat magazine. Laid on the table. Primed. Ready.
They're all a bit old-fashioned now, aren't they?
Do hairdressers deliberately put, like, celebrity magazines on the table so that there's, like, something to, like, spark a conversation? Because I have actually been in, like,
people moan and say, where's my magazine? Some people come in just to read that magazine that month.
But have you not been in a situation where, like, you've gone into, like, a doctor's waiting room or something like that where there's, like, newspapers and magazines and someone's actually picked it up and gone to you and gone, huh, this, eh? And so there's actually a source for material for
I
you
used to do women's hair who, she was a doctor. She did like Botox and stuff, and she used to go through the magazines and she used to tell me what everyone's had done. What? As she was sat there.
Oh, really? What, face work?
Yeah, so that was fun.
Who was the worst one that you remember?
What do you mean worst one?
Well, like who's had the most face work done?
That's not. What does that mean? Worst?
Well, okay, it's not worse. But
I'm positive. I like plastic surgery. So.
I don't hate plastic surgery. It's just that I think it sometimes ruins a person.
No, I can't remember. This was like a long time.
So lines tell a story.
Probably Kerry Katona back then.
No, I don't think Kerry Katona's had that much done.
No.
She's
but
just...
I can't remember the celebrities that she would point out, but she was used to say, well, she's had that done.
Probably Joan
She talks
Rivers.
about Victoria Beckham a lot. She was always in those.
Hers is very good if she's had something done. But like I say, lines tell a story, so I always think that you should be careful with when you have. You're only doing that because I know if you had the means and the cost, you would be down that.
It's good if you start Botox early because it stops deep set lines when you're older.
Don't encourage young people to be doing
It
that.
does.
We do not endorse or condone any of this.
I do.
No, well, I don't.
There's nothing wrong in having Botox if you want it.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
fillers.
it, but I think don't you think it's a bit wrong for an 18-year-old to have fillers and Botox done? Genuinely. It's a bit young, don't you think?
Don't know. 18 to 20 you can start, have just 1 mil, whatever.
Yeah, but why?
Because it stops you getting wrinkles when you're older.
Yeah, but who says that?
Everyone says it because you're
everyone?
not able to create creases in your face because you don't have them from young age.
Yeah, but you're young. Your skin is supple enough to do it itself. If you need help later
like
on,
once a year or something. That's all.
The people who are saying this are the cosmetic industry, and of course they're saying it because they're making the moolah from it.
Well, I think it's a good idea.
Anyway, let's talk about hobbies then. So
No, they're embarrassing.
Why?
I just find hobbies embarrassing. It's another thing of it's the same as what music do you listen to.
Well, hobbies are a bit showing
There's a
off.
high
isn't
interest of high chance of being embarrassed.
But if you're talking about your hobbies, it's a bit like showing off, isn't it? You're like saying, "I do this."
My yacht or whatever.
Well, yeah, or I don't know. I like making models out of clay, and this is my beautiful model I've made today.
Most hobbies, like you can only do it if you're well off and you have the money to do it. Like hobbies come with an extra, so not everyone can actually have hobbies.
Not all hobbies. Like if you joined an amateur dramatic group, you might have to pay subs.
Exactly.
I know,
pay for each class.
It's not class. It's rehearsals. You're not being taught how to act. You're doing it because you're just
You
part
still
of
have
the
to
group.
pay each time, don't you?
Well, it's subs, yeah. But that pays for the rent of the hall.
Even knitting, you'd have to pay loads of money for the wool and the
Wool's really expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because your mum keeps threatening to make me in jumpers all the time. I'm trying to encourage Ben's mum to make me an all-in-one of synthetic knitted wool. And the final thing is hometown, which we do a lot here because a lot of people again say, "Oh, where are you from?" And we always say Southampton, and then they're like, "That's a very long way," and we're like, "Yes, it is," and we talk about that for a bit. So yeah, I think that you obviously don't think a couple of them were right.
No.
But I say
Not ones I'm comfortable with. I probably like the worst ones.
The worst ones is you shouldn't talk about money or finances.
My mum.
Yeah, your mum does bring up
She
a lot.
talks about
doesn't she?
money and death like every conversation.
I wonder if the next one is death. But your mum really does. Your mum really does talk about money all the time, like what she's buying or what she's bought or how much it costs.
Or what she's leaving someone in a will and then wills and then death.
But then your mum promises people things and then can't carry out that promise and then goes on about it. As if it's our fault for why she promised it. Shouldn't talk about politics or religion.
You do that a lot with your father.
No, they bring up first because I have very different views to them. Which is true. You know it's true. Shouldn't talk about sex.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. Talking about sex or asking questions of an intimate nature is inappropriate during small talk. You wouldn't go up to someone, like, okay, using the checkout analogy again, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, that courgette looks like my cock." Would you? Or would you?
No. But that's not sex.
Well, it's sexual innuendo.
I suppose because they're saying not with small talk, so it's people you don't really know, isn't it, I guess?
Next one is your mum again, talking about death. Something else you shouldn't talk about. Yeah. Should I forward this to your mum later? You shouldn't talk about appearance.
No.
Again, that's showing off, isn't it?
Or slagging someone else's appearance off.
You wouldn't do that anyway, would you? You wouldn't say, "Cool."
Some people might.
Really? Oh, well, I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to talk about work. One of the things you should talk about in small talk. You shouldn't gossip.
Personal gossip. You should.
Yeah, gossip's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's human nature to gossip.
What's the difference between celebrity gossip and personal gossip?
With celebrity gossip, they don't hear what you're talking about, while personal gossip. Well, yeah. I mean, everyone gossips about everyone else. Like, I expect people to gossip about me.
How big-headed.
And I probably gossip about them too.
What a bitch.
Two sides of an evil coin. Offensive jokes.
Oh, yeah, I hate. Yeah. Again, in barbers, I remember I heard this twat behind me saying stupid jokes. And it's just like, just stop, please. You sound like a Neanderthal. And he was like talking about a fucking, like, a monkey tattoo on his arse or something. Or it's just like, no. Just don't.
I hate it when people tell you...
Once again, backing up my theory that I don't like straight men. That's why.
I hate it when people tell you... It's almost like they're testing to see what your worldview is when they tell you a...
Yeah, like a slightly racist joke
xenophobic...
or
racist joke.
And like to see your reaction.
Yeah. And like a few years ago, I probably just politely would have gone, ha ha ha, and then had nothing of it. But there's been times in the past now where someone's done that and I've literally just looked at them stone-faced and just been like...
It puts me off very quickly from someone. Like, all of a sudden someone would say, like, a joke and it's like, oh, okay. That, I get you.
That's changed my view on you. It's really horrible when that happens, when you think you know someone as well. You think someone's really great. And that's that. And it really does. It makes a real stigma on someone. It does mention racist jokes are quite offensive. So thank you for telling us that, because I would never have known. Narrow topics. So I suppose uncommon hobbies, they're saying, or something that the person would have no knowledge of. Like me, when I talk about old television to you and you just sit there and nod and go,
But I don't think that's a bad thing, because they might be into the same narrow topic.
Well, they might want to. Well, they might want to learn about it too.
That's silly.
I suppose you have to remember, this is small talk, not someone who you've gotten to know over time. This is someone you've just met and you're just having a polite conversation with on the bus. You shouldn't talk about past relationships.
Why? What? That doesn't matter. That's stupid. Talk about past relationships if you want. Next, what's the last?
Oh, no, that
one?
wouldn't be offensive because you're just talking about something that's happened in your life. That's silly. Yeah. It says it basically focuses on a negative topic. But that's not necessarily true, because I've had happy past relationships where we've kind of been very amicable to one another afterwards.
Maybe the person who...
Why are you sitting there thinking, this isn't going to happen?
Yeah, I just think that's stupid.
And well, I suppose this is linked to death, isn't it? And the
My
last
mum
one
again.
is health. You shouldn't talk about your health.
My mum has like 4 out of
Yeah, all the things you shouldn't do,
quite a
your
lot
mum
of them,
does.
doesn't she?
Quick cures. I'll tell you what, I absolutely hate people who think that, like, they can basically cure you by telling you to just be calm. And
Or like, I know a remedy or something. Yeah.
it's like it's like when I'm panicking about something and they're like, just stop panicking. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's fixed me, thanks. It's like, I hate that. I hate it. I'd much rather you almost panicked with me, because then I've got a partner to panic with, or you just kind of just leave me alone to my own devices. Again, this is just a national statement to everyone.
I just still hate small talk after this whole article.
Well, there you go. Well, I don't think this was ever meant to change your view on small talk.
It just confirms
help you along, and maybe confirm your
It hasn't
truth.
helped me at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to find the article, it's on verywellmind.com. We might put the link somewhere, but yeah. So there you go. So like I say, I hate small talk, but it has to be done. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in. Anyway, let's do what everyone come here for, and that's for Ben's media project history.
Okay, so you want to find these.
Are you gonna put
7 subscribers, I might add.
Oh, are you going to put the link below of how people can find these if they want to watch them again?
Maybe.
I think you should. Oh, I'm thinking both. What should I do? Left.
Let's have a look. Right,
I just have to say I have seen these before. When we were quite early in the relationship, Ben dropped the bombshell that he had videos online that he made for his media studies project. And
awful.
Suffice to say, you're just going to pick a select...
Well, these are our different things we had to do for our topics on the course. Because it was a media studies course that I did, BTEC, which covered lots of different ones. Trying to explain these away. All of them are awful. I didn't, it was just the animation. We only had 1 hour to do, and we had to make it on Photoshop. So I'm quite impressed with that.
I mean, I wouldn't know where to start, so I'm very impressed. Nor would I.
And we had to use Macs, and I'd never used a Mac before. We've got one where we had to make a 5-minute-ish scene of a drama.
Well, why don't you explain it before you play the video? Because people might go... If you are listening to this on audio, I mean...
Good luck.
Yeah, I think it'll be much more fun for you if you now go to our YouTube channel. Just search Walford Weekly Podcast or Walford Weekly, and you'll find our YouTube channel, and you can watch the videos along with us.
Yeah, and I might have to mute some of this because it's probably got copyrighted music and stuff. But the first one is Beautiful Martha.
Yes. So what's Beautiful Martha based on?
So this is a
popular TV series at the time?
No, on the assignment, we'll say. The assignment was you had to make a scene of a 5-minute scene of a drama show. And you just had to make it up.
Which you failed straight away because it's 3 minutes 40. But carry on.
Well, ish. But that's a really stupid task, I think. Make a scene of an episode. I remember that was what, and everyone just ended up making a short film, basically.
That's what made, yeah.
How do you make a short scene? That's really impossible.
Because it leaves it open-ended at the end as well. Yeah, you should have just made anyway.
Yeah, but basically, half of our group didn't bother doing anything, and it was me and a girl called Tasha, who was she was very popular, very outgoing. Beautiful Tasha. She actually came and modelled for me for my hairdressing years later. I used her and her boyfriend. But
used them.
We were just we weren't heavy media camera people. So what we did, we were running out of time. We only had a week or so to go.
How long were you given initially to do it?
I can't remember.
Probably about 3 months.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
Something like that.
Oh, that's not so bad.
So we just did it all. So you had to rent the camera. We had to go find a thing, write a script and film it. And she just got her friend to just act for us.
Aww.
Well, apparently they fell out afterwards.
Troubles on set. It's like an episode of Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, and the story doesn't really make any sense.
But didn't you name it after Ugly Betty? That's why it's called Beautiful Martha.
Yeah. Okay. Don't know why. It just came to our head. Never seen Ugly Betty before. But yeah, we'll start.
I love the narration at the beginning so much.
That was our sound teacher technician. We just got her to do this voiceover.
Well, your teacher who did this?
Well, one of the sub teachers.
Oh, okay. I mean, you pulled in a lot of help, didn't you? Who wrote the script, by the way? Was it you?
me and Tash I don't think there wasn't a written script. It was just what it
Made up as you went along.
This was like the intro of the episode, so this would be the intro, basically, of Beautiful Martha walking, and then someone would throw rubbish at her because she's so geeky, which you see in a second here, when she goes, see?
Alright, but she's dreaming this.
Now the episode starts, so that was the intro sequence.
Oh, I thought that. See, this is new to me. I always thought that this was that was her dreaming that scene.
No, that was the intro. This is now her getting ready for the day, but there's
copyright music, so we have to take it off.
so I'm
yeah.
reducing it a lot. And she's having a bad day, so her taps didn't work, her car won't start.
Gosh,
because she's just
laying it on thick. Oh my goodness, I just can't. Look at that bang! Oh, I don't know what to do.
And she's an estate agent, so she's coming
did you borrow that sign, or did you just go to someone's random house?
Tasha's house was opposite on the other side of the road.
And what, you
And we just walked across the road and filmed.
Okay.
Well, I'll come to work then, yes?
I love the wig. I also like the fact that the audio is really bad because the car's driving past and you couldn't retake that one scene.
No. So her boss is angry at her, so she's going...
Wow.
Mother, here!
So her friend has come over to help her.
Why have they got American accents? Again, remind me. She's sniffing her hair.
Martha, it's all so smart today. Where have you been? I've had the worst day.
Her friend is obsessed with Martha,
dear, would you like me to
so
make
she
you
wants to
special?
help her.
You're such a good mate.
I love it. They're American. You're such a good mate.
And now she's making her a special cup of tea, which this was the bit that my teacher was most impressed with.
Your teacher was impressed with this.
This was the thing that
With
impressed
the fast
him the
cuts.
most. Yeah.
Right. They use these in EastEnders now when Linda's like cleaning a room or something
And
like
this music.
that. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Obviously, you're going to mute the music when
This isn't copyrighted, I don't think.
Oh, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
Did you put extra sugar in? It's 7. Just
Can I just mention that Ben used to critique EastEnders?
This, she's trying to open a Jaffa cake and she can't open it, but we only had one shot, so...
You didn't only have one shot, you had the whole day to record it, and you just chose, out of laziness, not to re-record.
She just keeps trying...
I just keep letting you down.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna tell you.
She was about to tell her she loves her.
Right.
But now, if you see her in the background, she gets a call from someone that she loves herself.
Oh, right. Male or
she's-
female? She's angry.
That was really nice. Okay, I love you. Bye.
In her face.
So, and she was planning to give her...
She's going to give her a card.
The most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and to let it come in.
Having recently watched episode 2, series 2 of Bad Girls, I feel like there's some kind of link there too. Was that an influence for your script for Beautiful Martha as well?
No.
No, okay.
This was all just from the heart.
Oh,
God.
So to sum up, the story is that Martha went to a friend's house. Did Martha fancy the friend or the friend fancied Martha?
Friend fancied Martha secretly. Right. That's why she sniffed her hair.
But Martha was the one who gave the friend the card.
No, Martha was the one who had the bad day.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't help that the video quality... I mean, if it was an HD in modern day quality...
HD didn't exist back then.
No, it didn't. Well, it did exist, but you didn't have the facilities to do it. Can I suggest that we watch the Kermit the Frog one, or is that copyright music?
No, that should be free.
Okay.
Though none of that just screen recorded.
That's fine.
It's fine. I'll insert the video.
Put the video at the bottom while we're watching.
So you want to watch Kermit the Frog?
Yeah. So Kermit the Frog. Explain that to us, please.
We had to do a video with green screen and use whatever that thing was called.
You're learning Ben's college career.
What was it called? They edit... Oh, it's got an advert!
Oh my goodness, monetization! Ben's getting monetization!
Yeah, not to me. Wait.
So you had to put chroma key on there. So you had to use chroma key.
We had to use whatever they used to edit BBC shows. What's it called? Final Cut?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that.
What's that on an Apple?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you had more than one. Obviously I went to college. I'm a bit older than Ben. So when I went to college, we had like this big, like editing unit, and you literally had to use a videotape and almost splice it onto like.
No. We didn't really get trained how to. I'm getting so hot because I've laughed so much, and it's just so embarrassing. But it's fine. Right. So this is we just had to make an animation with a green screen.
Right. And who does the voice of Kermit the Frog?
Not me. Sadly, it's my friend Jess.
Don't believe it.
But I can also do Kermit the Frog. So,
Kermit the Frog here. Welcome to another great episode of The Muppet Show. We have a fabulous lineup of guests today, along with an interesting character that I'm sure you're all dying to see. Ha 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 ha. See you soon.
I mean, the music is in keeping. I did. Wait, the one bit you didn't do. Yeah, I did. I like that.
So Kermit's dancing on stage, and then a monster comes on to attack the stage.
Right.
Kermit screams, but the monster's not actually evil. He's just dancing on stage.
Oh, nice.
So he's just doing a dance.
Doing a little bum dance as well. Sooty. Now Sooty's there.
Sooty appears, and he wants to get rid of the monster, so he throws a
brick.
No, it's a whiteboard wiper.
Okay. Again, using the props
and
that were
it
in
hits
her
him on the
hand.
head, and all the audience thank Sooty.
All right. Did the person holding Sooty have like a green glove underneath? Because I noticed that Sooty's body kind of raised up above where the wrist would be.
I'm not sure.
So.
No, it didn't.
Again, can I explain? In the UK, there's a show that was probably more popular in the 90s called The Sooty Show, and it was basically Matthew Corbett would have a family of puppets that he lived with. Sooty, Sue, Sweep. It was a really popular show in the UK. Not so much anymore, but it's still made, but it's not so popular now. But
this is bringing so many memories back to me. I'm getting so hot.
Is it?
Just not good. Right. So
please, can people also comment below with your thoughts of what Ben's A-level college.
It wasn't. It was B-Tech.
Sorry, college.
I got a distinction.
He got a distinction. Did he deserve that distinction?
We can look at my bear cartoon.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
BBC Ident we had to make, and a documentary we had to make.
Let's not do the documentary because I think that's a bit drawn out.
It's only 1 minute long.
Oh, is it? The only reason I say that is the only reason you want to show the documentary is because you're going to tell the story about how the person who did the narration.
It makes me laugh so much.
Oh, go on, put it on then. Okay.
No advert, I'm afraid.
No.
But it has 1.4 thousand views.
But also, no thumbs up and one thumbs down. So.
Right, we are back after our camera shut down and melted because the room was so hot.
But then, if we're clever enough, we would have put a little commercial in there instead.
But I've changed my t-shirt.
Oh, I didn't know that. If I'd known that we were going to do a bad continuity error, I would have closed my laptop.
So where we left off before the camera closed itself down was that we were going to watch my Disney documentary that I made in one afternoon. Now, you may notice the voiceover of it. It's just awful because I just got my friend who was sat in the cafe who was ill to just do it in one take.
And it literally sounds like she's just reading from a piece of paper.
I don't know how I handed this.
It's amazing how my memories just flood back into my head.
It is awful. So let me make sure.
You got a distinction. But this was the first year that the college you went to had done it. So they had nothing to base it on. So do you think that if you had done it maybe
this is what they
the next year... So if someone did better than this, they would have got an exceptional mark.
On December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, during his childhood, Walt and his family moved around the US a lot as his father would chase various business ventures. Disney was a cartoonist for a school newspaper. His cartoons were very patriotic, focusing on World War I. Disney dropped out of school when he was 16 to join the army, but they didn't accept him because he was too young. Instead, Walt and one of his friends said...
She doesn't care, does she?
This room is too hot. It's too embarrassing for me to carry on.
He got dropped out of school.
He went to France for a year. He drove down to Venus on which drew his Disney characters.
This got a distinction. Let that ruminate in your head for just the rest of this day.
In 1934, Walt Disney started working on a cartoon that ran from the length of a feature film.
It's
being
just those odd pauses that happen as well.
It's not
trying to catch
edited.
up.
I can't do any more. That's the end of that.
Trying to catch up.
That's only half of it. So if you want to see the rest, you have to go to the channel.
Which you have to put the link on now. You have to put the link on.
Oh my god. I get so hot. This is just traumatic. But that was the Disney documentary that was done in one day.
I mean, if you aren't able to watch it and you're listening to the audio, I think you can still appreciate.
Well, it was an audio documentary, so it should work on both media.
That's it. You can appreciate that was bad. I mean, you should have. I mean, it's like everything in your projects, though. You literally just do it in one take, and then just think that's good enough. It's like this podcast. It's like you just dump it on Podbean and think that's good enough.
I mean, there's the bear cartoon left now. That's only one left. Do you want to see the bear cartoon?
Let's watch the bear cartoon.
4.8 thousand views, everyone.
Okay.
That's good.
I know it's excellent. I'm just going to say this will be a lovely. I think this will be a lovely video to end on for people. So before you do end, I think I should just remind people to just comment below. And I forgot what I said that people had to say now. But if
please, Alex, or something.
Yeah, Alex, or something like that. And so we can get Ben to.
Or let me know what piece of my work is your favourite.
Which is your favourite piece of work by Ben that you witnessed today from his college dissertation? And don't forget to comment. Just comment below and say if you want a video of me getting an order delivered by Ben through Uber Eats on next week's episode. Okay?
Yeah, so this is the one that was made on Photoshop in one day. So the bear is just enjoying his time in the field.
He's watching a bee fly by.
The bee goes into his home.
Hive.
The bear turns angry and wants to knock it. So he gets and then stomps
on the bee.
And then stomps
horrible.
on it again.
Oh my god. 3-4 times. Is that it?
Yes. That's one day of animation, 25 seconds. That's quite a lot. If Pixar, they do like 11 seconds.
Well, no, don't compare that to any Pixar film ever made. Even their basic early ones, when it was like the ball bouncing in a dark room. Do not compare that to Pixar. Ever. Although you could make a documentary about it. You could make a documentary about Pixar and get your friend to narrate it for you.
I could.
That'd be good.
She joined a burlesque house eventually and danced.
Oh, did she? What's she doing? Is that what she's still doing, or is she now?
I don't know.
What about the girl who played Martha? What's she doing? I said they're not.
Oh, Tasha. She's a mum. She does like pictures. You know, Instagram.
She's a mum.
Like she puts her baby in a pumpkin and stuff and takes a photo. And I don't know what she does.
So at the top of the show, when I said I don't like people who take pictures of their children and then say it's 1.6 seconds old. Yeah.
I think she's a makeup artist actually.
Oh, that's good for her.
But I don't know if she still does it.
What, in the television industry or just as beauty and fashion?
She just did it. I don't know. I don't have any friends about it on Facebook. I can't go in that.
Is she basically an Avon doorstep woman?
No,
is that how she's doing?
No, she's a proper makeup person. Because she was going to do drag makeup for you once when we were going to have that.
Oh, it's her!
I was going to get her to do it.
We were going to have a drag party and I was going to dress up in drag.
So, there you go. That's the media project from me from 2004, 13 years ago. And it's now done.
Mine's not as funny as that, but maybe in a few weeks' time I might dig out one of my media projects.
Yes. So I hope everyone enjoyed watching that.
Yes. Like I say, hopefully you enjoyed it. Even if you're listening to it, you kind of got a grasp of just how god-awful. I mean, how wonderful and brilliant those videos were.
Very traumatic for me to watch, but it's fine.
I just think that I can be horrible about them because you ended up getting a distinction. You got a good mark for them. And you were only a college student.
There was more that didn't get uploaded.
What other projects? Give us a gist.
I can't remember. I remember I acted in one for my friend. I played Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Fred, is that the one who wears the cravat?
Yeah, the blonde one.
Oh, he's only two guys, isn't it? It's him and Shaggy, yeah.
I played him and I had to seduce Nancy by doing a sexy dance.
Nancy?
Is that her name, Nancy? The gingerhead
Thelma.
No.
There's Thelma and there's...
Nancy.
No, it's not Nancy.
Here it is. The gingerhead one, the redhead one.
It's not Nancy.
I had to seduce her for some reason and I had to do like a dance where I like did the splits or something.
What kind of dance was it?
I was laying on top of like a trunk to seduce... No, I had to seduce the monster towards me so they could capture it.
Right.
So that was my part. Don't know where that is. That's on the internet somewhere, but God knows who.
Velma,
Velma, yes.
Velma. You seduced Velma.
Who's the other one?
Daphne, which I said.
Daphne's the redhead one.
No, that's Velma's the redhead one.
I had to seduce the one that Fred liked.
That's Velma.
Fred. Oh, yeah,
where's the turtleneck?
Yeah, not her.
Oh, so you had to. So it's the popular one then.
Yes, I had to seduce
Daphne.
her. Daphne, yes.
Where's the scarf?
So yeah, but I can't remember what other projects we did, but.
You're lucky because when you did it, you were able to upload it on YouTube. When I was at college, YouTube pretty much started, but we didn't upload them on there. And so everything I made, apart from this one video, is gone. Forever gone.
Oh dear.
And
look what you're missing out on.
I know.
Hits, YouTube hits. 4,000 views in 13 years. Better than GB News.
Yes, that's true. You're getting more advertisers, that's for sure.
Right, so there you go, everyone. That was this week's episode of the Walford podcast, all done and finished. And I hope you all enjoyed it greatly.
I enjoyed it this week. I had a whale of a time. I don't care about anyone else. I don't care if no one watches this or listens. I had a great time. Thank you very much.
There you go. So let us know if there's anything you want us. We've got some videos actually, but I don't think we've got time, so we're going to do them for next week. But there's things that people have suggested for us that we're going to show and watch next week. But if there's anything you want us to talk about, just let us know on Twitter or on the comments or wherever you can go in contact with us. So until next week, we will say goodbye.
Bye.